Come at 1056 East Lytle 5 Points Road on a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. The access point is, if you're facing the house, it's on the right side center of the basement. And it's in the old bathroom. I guess it's the front right side of the basement. It doesn't go much farther forward. And you can see there is the stack. We're going in through that clean out back there on the Y. If we need to, there's an old pedestal for the toilet right here. If we need to, you can go in through there, but we're going to go in through here. So it should be cast iron on the inside from what it looks like. And cast iron is a pretty good material as long as it's the thicker stuff. Biggest problem with it is you can't really see how thin or thick the pipe walls are, so you're just looking for making sure functionality wise it looks good. There is most likely the toilet, and this is on septic, so eventually we will get to a tank, and we may have to mark it to try to find out where it is. And so, cast iron, again, you can't really see how thin or thick the pipe walls are, but this looks really good. Looks like it's held shape really well. A lot of times you'll see like some channeling along the bottom of the pipe from years of use and or buildup from mineral deposits and stuff out of the water, but this all looks really good. It's kind of a strange thing that they did here with the clean out, and it's pointing partially away from me, but looks like this goes all the way through the inside of the house into the basement floor and then exits in the rear left corner, I think. And so it should change over to clay when it exits the house. So far, this line looks really good. Based off of when this house was built, it could actually be cast iron all the way out to the tank. They did it a lot in the 70s. But I believe this is older than that. Have a little bit of a belly there, but not a problem. So it is a sewer line, so we do tend to have a little bit of water in there when the line's flat. And so we will also be taking a look on the way back, and usually it's a lot easier to see on the way back versus pushing forward. We should go a lot slower. And when you're pushing out, obviously you're kind of plowing stuff up in front of the camera lens. But yeah, so far the line looks great, especially for cast iron. The line looks nice and wide open, and just trying to get a spot where I can get a good angle on this. transition over to PVC, which is good. That may mean that we've exited the house and we're heading towards getting close to the tank. See a little bit of buildup of grease and stuff on the side walls of the pipe. I think I may be getting close to the tank here. Yep. And there we are at the tank. So, yes, a little bit of root intrusion right here at the tank. It's not horrible. But what we're going to try to do here is keep it clear. But I'm going to pause the video for a second. I'm going to go outside and see if we can locate exactly where this tank is, so that they're able to get access to it to get it pumped out when necessary. So again, I'm going to pause the video and go get a locate. Alright, so we made it all the way to the tank. It's just out there off to the left of the house, in the rear a little bit. It's pretty visible once you get back there by the it's in between a couple trees. Hence the root intrusion right here at the, you can see, that's all it is. It's just, it's not a whole lot of water here. You can tell that it's not real. It's a pretty common belly area right there at the tank. So 132 feet. And so it's pretty common to have a little belly right there, but it's a minor belly. There's no solid buildup or anything. I didn't have any obstruction. So like 132 to 128. Yeah, it's holding some water, but again, it's a minor belly. Other than that, man, the line looks really good. Right there at the tank, there's a little bit of root intrusion too. You always want to watch that, just because it's right in between two large trees, so you may have some root intrusion. And now we're back in the cast iron, and the cast iron has all looked really good. Try to take our time as we go back and get a decent look at all this. Pipe is kept shape really well. So nice and round. Like I said, a lot of times you'll have major buildup in there. It'll be like a little channel down the center. And this all looks like it's held shape really well. With cast iron, it's also a lot more likely to have soft cloths, which is like excessive toilet paper, wet wipes. Obviously, with it being on septic, you don't want to use the wet wipes either way, but as long as you use what's allowable in a septic tank, these things shouldn't, the cast iron shouldn't cause much of an issue, but they are, just because of the roughness of the inside of the pipe. A lot of times you'll have some, it's a lot more likely to have paper, toilet paper buildup and stuff like that in there is all. But I don't foresee that as long as you use it. If you're used to using, you know, if you're used to having a septic tank, you know what to use and what not to use. See if we can rinse this spot off a little bit. Sometimes the camera lens gets a little hazy there. Should be seeing some more come by here shortly. We're still out 60 feet, so it may take a minute, but hopefully that'll help rinse the camera off also. See right there at that turn, sometimes it can be a little choke point, but that all looks really good too. See, must have used some hot water there. Get the steam coming up. See, even the little spots of rust there. It looks like it's taken a long time to even start rusting. It looks like a really good pipe. Coming up here in a second, and here we are coming out of the stack. So that line looked really good. The only issue at all was a little bit of root intrusion there at about 132 feet right at the tank, right where it goes into the tank. There's a small belly there, maybe half an inch, where partially it's probably holding water because it's sunk a little bit, and partially because of the root intrusion I think is holding back some water, and that's why it's got a little bit of water standing there due to the slight obstruction. It doesn't look anything that needs any immediate attention. It probably would be a good idea to either maybe go down and clean out right there at that connection where it drops into the tank. If you can see it from the tank, that'd probably be the easiest place to access it. Go back into the backwards from the tank. A lot of times you can see the inlet, but it all kind of depends on where the how the access is on the top of the tank, on whether or not that inlet is offset, or if you can see the inlet directly from the lid. But the line itself looks really good. Like I said, holding water between 128 feet and 132 feet, which is right there at the tank, and I think that's mainly due to a little bit of root intrusion holding back some of the water. Didn't see any indication on my camera by the angle or visually that there was any real low spot there at the tank. No obstruction to the camera going into it at all, so it's probably just holding a little bit of water because of that, the root intrusion, and maybe those lines tend to drop a hair when they're first put in, usually right there by the tank. So, but again, everything looked great, so just need to monitor that little bit of root intrusion there right at the tank, and should be good for years to come. So that'll end the inspection at 1056 East Lytle, 5 Points Road.